John, I heard that hex bar jumps are better than power cleans for
Who
jumping higher.
who is out there purveying this false information to the masses as if it were true? Who told you that? Where did you hear that?
All the strength coaches.
All the strength coaches said that?
All
All
of
of
them.
them? Everyone
All
was
of them.
saying that.
Especially the ones
Where's
that
their data? Show me the facts. So show me the truth. Show me the
I don't
data.
have to show you the truth. It's
You're
so
right.
hard. Power cleans are so hard to learn.
And that's your whole rationale?
Yeah, they're so hard to
They're
learn,
too hard
man.
to learn?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a
Why
video
waste
right
time?
now of me teaching someone to power clean 245 the first day they did it.
Okay, let's watch it.
All right. All right, we're back. We had to find the video. So here's
We
a
did a
video
time
of
skip.
we did time skip, like hit. And here's a video of Shane McFarland. Shout out Shane McFarland. It's 242. Literally one of the first days he ever power cleaned. And I got him to do 242 that day. Mind you, this guy was pretty strong, pretty fast, and had very limited experience with this lift. And he was able to get, look, knees back, shins vertical. We got a double knee bend, right? Full extension, drops underneath, perfect catch position. Look at that. 242. One day. That took one day. He ended up playing
So
football at Memphis.
what you're saying is if you're saying it's too hard to teach, you're just a bad teacher.
Yeah, probably. Like
Yeah.
we coach a lot of athletes online, and don't get me wrong, I get a lot of questions about it, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't work on it. And I've seen people say to me, literally, there's no way I could ever possibly do this. And then a year later, like they have horrible fucking shoulder mobility, and a year later they're doing it perfectly fine.
I have a story.
Go ahead. Jimmy Wong. Jimmy Wong. What the heck is it? I think it's Jimmy Ho. I'm sorry. I think we have a Jimmy Hong, but Jimmy Ho. Literally, this was him. He was like, "Yeah, I can't do this. I suck. Blah 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 blah. I don't have the shoulder mobility." And now he's like repping 245 power clean. And I'm like, "Yes, you can. You just get more mobile. Be patient. You will be able to do this." And especially if you're a vertical jumps coach, where you have someone for 4 years, like that's not a good excuse. Also, coach, Wake Forest University strength coach. Don't know who he's with now, but he was with Ryan something or another. Anyways, he teaches ollies to all of his football guys, and all of them are incredibly proficient and very fucking strong and very athletic as a result. And now he's one of the best strength coaches in the country.
Yeah.
Rant over.
So my story, it's dunk camp this last summer, and we had a station. We didn't have this station before. We had a station where I was teaching guys how to power clean with just the bar, and there was a trend. It was like a 1-to-1 direct correlation. The guys who had the best technique were also the guys who jumped the highest, who were also the guys who were on THP.
Would you
If
look at that?
if you're a THP athlete and you're on for at least like a year, you probably have nasty power clean technique and you probably jump pretty freaking high.
Let's actually talk about, do you have the video of Austin yesterday, or maybe it's on my computer? I think I actually have the footage of it, but I can pull this
You want
up
to time skip again?
Yeah, let's time skip, yeah. So we're back. We time skipped again, and I found Austin catching a clean, and we're going to go over why this lift is infinitely better than a hex bar jump, okay? And mind you, Austin has dog shit mobility, but we're not going to talk about his back. Big thing you need to understand is if your back maintains the same position, it's not angulating, it's not the worst thing in the world, and Austin's really strong in this position. So as a result, we're okay with him pulling from the floor. I do have these pads, which I tell him he can pull from, but he doesn't like to. But anyways, so we're going to look at this, right? So we got the knees pushed back. We've got a great long hamstring here, but we're going to go to the pull. Look at that power, bro.
Look at his face. I never see people trying on hex bar jumps that hard.
When you hex bar jump, are you ever in this position? Ever? Look at his calves, bro. Look at his calves. Look at this jabroni. All right, anyways, so I'm going to grab my mic. Now look at this. We got full extension to full flexion. Has to be fast, incredibly fast, which he does incredibly well. And then look, watch this. The bar is in free fall here. He is turning it over to catch it. It's on the way down. You can see that the bar is on the way down. Now, he gets the elbows around and he has kind of shitty mobility, still able to get in a good position while holding onto the bar. Mind you, this is someone that benches a lot of weight and does a lot of upper body training. Now watch the bar flex. Look at that. Look at it hit him. You will not have this happen with a hex bar jump. It's not going to happen. It's not even close. Look at this. Eccentric strength through the freaking roof. If you are not
He's actively
strong
pushing.
enough,
Like he's actively pushing.
he's trying to break the bar. Look, watch it hit his shoulders. Watch, look, watch his hair. See his hair? Jump like that. That's from the bar hitting him. That's how hard and with how much force it's hitting him. Look. Doom. Look, it is hammering his shoulders right on the AC joint in a very strong position. We've got an incredibly specific knee joint angle. So he is breaking. The bar is hitting him in the most specific position possible. Look at this. That's a freaking 2-foot jump. And if it's not a 2-foot jump, you're going to get crazy neural drive, both rate coding specifically. You're going to get crazy high eccentric rate of force development here. Look at this. Boom. Look at his hair. That's because the bar is burying him. And it is so much momentum downward at such a high load, he is not strong enough to stop it. And he has to let go of the bar, right? So Austin has been doing cleans for how long, would you say?
Shoot, 5 years maybe?
5 years or so. And he still has dog shit mobility, but yet he is perfectly fine doing this exercise with his dog shit mobility. He can do this more effectively than he can do. All right, we're good. Oh, baby, we are in the abyss. He can do that exercise more effectively than he can quarter squat and full squat. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I would say that is probably the single most driver of him. If you've been watching Austin over the last couple of weeks, what have you noticed, Isaiah?
I mean, the comments. My channel has definitely noticed. Every video I've posted, I one comment specifically is Austin, the work is not going unnoticed.
Exactly.
Over the last 2 months, he has jumped higher off 2 feet and off 1 foot. Probably the highest he's jumped off either plant in 2 years.
And what has happened to his power clean?
And he hasn't been squatting heavy. Yeah, he hasn't been doing basically anything else heavy. He's literally been mainly cleaning. Pause cleans, heavy clean pulls off the floor, regular cleans, and pushing hard, like just pushing the intent. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no strength work in his program right now. It's just cleans. And what has happened to his vertical, both 1 and 2 foot, as a result?
It's going crazy.
And what's happened to his clean?
Gone up. His
crazy.
clean has gone from when we started.
Mind you, he was doing jumping almost exclusively.
I don't even know if he was at 2. He was probably at 240.
He was doing just jumping exclusively. So the argument of you can just do strength work and do jumping, that's basically what he's doing. He was doing feel good lifting and jumping. That's it before.
Yeah.
And he wasn't jumping higher. His hips felt like shit. And his clean was, he couldn't even do like 225, like barely. I don't even think. So we hit 2 cycles, and the cycles are largely, he's really not pushing on anything except cleans, I would say, right? Maybe some calf work and posterior chain work when it's in there, but not like too crazy. And doing a little bit of upper body training, and his vertical has skyrocketed. The only thing that changed is he started pushing on ollies. His knee extension work is still basically just feel good lifting.
Yeah.
And his vertical has.
By feel good lifting, we mean 20 total reps going slow at around 50 to 70% of his max.
Yep. So I think that alone is like fairly good proof for it being an effective stimulus. And this is someone that's been training for years. So we know that it's a controlled ecosystem. He's changed one variable. All the other variables were the same. We had him doing just strength and just jumping. And then we switched to basically just ollies and jumping, maybe some other accessory work as well to keep him healthy. But that's the only loading he's really seeing. And we're seeing a great response. And Isaiah, same way. Isaiah, you are always doing strength work all the time. And you're clean. We hit a ton of volume. We did a ton of pauses. We did a lot of, obviously high intense catches on that eccentric loading that we're talking about. And it's been incredibly effective for you. Your basement has gone up considerably. Week 3, what was your flight time? Week 3 of loading?
On a one-hander, 0.975.
Yeah, and on a height check, 0.94 or something, which is like your all-time best is 0.97 something, 0.98 something on a height check. And on that height check, we're still in the 0.94s, 3 weeks of intense.
And that wasn't even that wasn't a good jump. Like on the day I probably could have hit 9.5 or 9.6 on week 3 of loading while sick, and I'm sick as well, not anymore.
Yeah, we had an argument about this.
Allegedly,
And he's like, I'm getting better, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you
but
need
yeah, sick as
antibiotics. You have a
hell,
problem.
fatigued as hell. I'm hitting some of my highest flight times ever, and literally my highest power clean numbers ever, and it was because of Ollie's. I haven't done a single hex bar jump.
Yep. I measured the wattages on some of these lifts as well, and the lower body intent that you were able to get from these pulls and the output you're able to get from these pulls, like, I feel so bouncy after doing them. You can ask Isaiah. I did a clean pull the other day, and I was just bouncing up and down after doing the clean pull, and it was like, wow, those potentiate the ever living shit out of me. So I think, I mean, there's this debate has gone on and on. Will Rattel also did a video about this on the catch. Dan and I had a very long conversation about it, which you guys are welcome to listen to as well. But I'm still heavily in favor of the lift. I think it improves coordination a ton. Fabian Delrid has been doing them a lot in our training as well. This is probably another guy I bring up a lot because it's pretty novel and new training him, and he's a super advanced athlete. And he consistently jumps the highest when he is cleaning a lot and cleaning heavy. And his vertical and his high jumps go up when his clean is going up. And it's not solely the result of just strength work or just jumping, because when he's just doing strength work, he doesn't see the same response, right? Like, when his clean is going up and getting more intense, that's whenever, he could gain a ton of muscle. Like, we're talking just, sets of 5, really heavy, gain a ton of muscle, 10 to 15 pounds. And, you would assume his cross-sectional area went up, largely due to the strength work. Your Ollies were not that intense or that intentful, not going to jump high. But when his Ollies go up, specifically his hang power clean, and he's improving that aspect and maintaining everything else, he's jumping better and higher. And so I think it just follows the age-old advice, and volume has to go down, intensity has to go up, specificity has to go up. And I think Ollies are a great way to follow all of those variables. I mean, technically you could just jump, and that would be the most intense exercise that you do, right? That has the highest power output, that has the highest impulse or whatever. But I don't think there's an overload there. And yeah, you could do it weighted, and maybe there's other implications there. But in my opinion, I think there's a place for X bar jumps and things like that. Don't get me wrong. But if you're just catching on it, it's just not the same. It's truly just not the same. I've never seen someone jump with a hex bar jump and fail on the catch landing. But I just witnessed Austin.
The only way to do it would
I just witnessed Austin eccentrically incapable of stopping the bar.
The only way to do that on a hex bar jump would be like get 225 and then step off like a 50-inch box and then try.
A 50-inch box is crazy. I don't even know if that
you wouldn't be able to. The thing that's cool about
you're gonna land in a quarter squat. You're not gonna land in the same position.
Well,
like when the bar hits his shoulders, he's in flexion. He's leveragely compromised.
No, what's cool about power cleans is you can bail safely. Like you can fail on it eccentrically and still like you won't get hurt.
Yeah, you still get a great stimulus from it.
Yeah.
I've tweaked my
unless you're me and you're me and you're a pussy and you're not even getting I was getting scared.
Isaiah was like, 335 on a catch. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm scared of the eccentric forces. And I was like, soft. You're soft. You could have done 335.
I honestly think I can.
You're like, it feels so heavy. And I'm like,
no,
yeah,
the
first time you did 300, you know what you said to me? Bro, that feels so heavy.
Yeah. No, the downside to cleans, specifically when you're maxing a clean out, is you can catch them high, you can catch them high, you can catch them high, and then it gets to a certain weight where all of a sudden you're doing 300 at a half squat when you haven't even half squatted anything. You haven't even half squatted.
That is the downside, which usually I'll just tell guys, hey, drop the power output on the pull, catch a little deeper and do some pulses or whatever at that. Or I'll just tell guys to build up slowly. Like, the problem with you is you jump 50 fucking pounds per jump. You'll go 135, 225, 275, which most people can't make that jump.
Forgot 185. Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect. Oh, sorry, my bad. You'll go 135, 185, 225, 275, and then you'll jump right to 315. You did 300 yesterday, I think.
When you
had one rep.
No, I went straight to 315.
No, you didn't.
When you
did
put
300. You did?
Straight to 315.
You had no.
When you put it that way, I also do 95.
And look at how you caught 315.
Yeah.
As you get more powerful, you don't need to drop, and you're
Yeah.
just like, fuck this, I'm not going to drop.
No,
Like,
when you put it that way, I also do multiple reps though at the lower weights because I
and you
did
don't, and you pull it and catch straight up and down
what is it? 5, 4, that's 9, 3 is 12 reps, 2, 14. It's like 15 reps by
with
the time I
no
get to
meaningful eccentric forces on the catch
yeah.
because you
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
straight up and down, like in the best
No, when
position
you put it
possible.
that way, it's like how many jumps and during jump day, how many jumps does it take for me to get to max effort?
Yeah,
It's like
probably similar.
probably around
It depends what you
20
do.
to 30, probably 20 to 30 jumps around there before I'm
Yeah,
trying really hard.
yeah.
On a clean, I got to max effort within, you know, the
You know what, Dan?
the first those 15 reps don't even really count. I'm not it's like the same forces essentially.
Yeah. Do you know what Dan would always say about cleans? Because people be like,
What?
"Why do you need them?" And he'd be like, "Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna add 15 more block starts into your day?" And he's like, "It's a way you can add non-specific volume that still addresses power output." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Great point. Can't really disagree with that." And I guess you could hex bar jump, and there's still benefits to doing that exercise. I think the clean is probably a little bit more posterior chain dominant. Everyone's going to pick a different strategy that naturally works for them on a fast counter movement. Like if you look at high jumpers, they do it all the time. You'll have some guys that hinge. You'll have some guys that kind of hold the bar against their thigh, and then they literally like bend the elbow a little bit, and they get a stretch shortening cycle out of their elbow. It's kind of unique. Some guys will do that. Some guys will kind of like get it in the trap where they'll like kind of shrug into it and drop, and they'll get like an upper body stimulus that way from it. But either way, I think that it's kind of good because you're going to default to your natural strengths, which obviously happened because that's how you're built. And obviously, you're going to use those strengths when you actually go jump off one foot. So I think that's kind of a benefit to it. Whereas the hex bar jump, the benefit is that you can manipulate things a little bit more easily because the bar's not in the way. So, like if I do an RDL to a jump, that's similar to a clean. Now, if I do
Yeah.
like a squat jump with it, okay, that's going to be more like a barbell squat jump. Or, I mean, here's the other thing too is like, I don't even like the hex bar jump as much as I like a barbell squat jump. And people are like, oh, it's easier on your spine. And I'm like, your shoulders are still connected to like your shoulder girdle, which is connected to, guess what? Your spine. So it's still going to load, but the mass is maybe more centrally located relative to the axis. So there's not like much of a moment arm, which is good. It means it won't hurt your back as much. But I still really like squat jumps. And I think that you get that concentric or eccentric to concentric yielding and braking, which is really good. It's easy to change the depth. I kind of like it more. I don't really use hex bar jumps that often. And you know what? The people that do use hex bar jumps often, they don't jump that high to me. Like I can't think of one person that exclusively does hex bar jumps and not ollies that jumps that high. I really
Yeah.
can't. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I just really
By the
can't.
way, because people are gonna bring up people what I consider high 46 and above.
I would say like, okay, I'm saying like truly, I'm talking freakishly fucking high. I'm saying 48 to 51,
Yeah.
where that's their only driving thing.
Yeah. So
I can't
please
really
don't bring up an NBA player that has a 44-inch vertical. That
45.
is
Like there was
low.
a kid, there was a comment yesterday. It was like, this kid said he never touched a weight and he jumps 44 inches. And I'm like, that's
That's
good.
low.
But like for us, that's not even, you're not touching Dom with that. Like that's a bad day for Dom.
Yeah.
That's a horrible day for you and a horrible day for Tony and a horrible day for Donovan. Like those would be genuinely
That's
really
walk
bad
up.
days.
That's walk up bounce.
That's disgusting for you guys. Good for you. All right, that's a good place to stop. We vented about our qualms with this argument that goes on and on and
And if
on.
you want to lift heavy ass weight and you're
Speaking of
not
the
a
mic,
pussy when it comes to training, go to THPstrength.com and sign up.
yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you guys. And recording.